General Museveni, you cannot chant wakiri tweva kotulo while your agents abduct lawyers. You cannot claim to fight impunity while your very son practices. Hear this clearly, sir. We shall not be afraid. Arrest one lawyer, 10 more lawyers will rise up. Jail one leader, 1,000 leaders will rise up. To our leader, Dr. Besigye, we see you, we are with you all the way. Isn't it himself who said, we shall not give bail? We shall not give bail? The president, the chief executive, said, we shall not give bail? You as who? Chief Justice? We cannot give bail. We cannot give bail. Leave the courts to do their work, Mr. President. Leave the courts to do their work. Let them exercise their independence and advocate, because that is what the oath they took. Good morning. The President of Uganda declared war against democracy, the rule of law and constitutionalism in his address, which coincided with the 250 years of freedom of the American people. He has his own intentions for having done that. And if you remember, he said there are certain religious people who wrote to him and informed him that what is being done is against the Constitution and the rule of law. And as a man with a PhD in reverse psychology, and also using displacement methods in psychology, he does exactly the opposite of what people who are supposed to guide him say. You are well aware that Ugandans are unendangered species. In the middle of his leadership, and we were just glad that he came out in open to come and dispel some of the doubts that we had, and also the confusion that has been propounded by his very son, Besigye, who in the recent past has been at the helm of the leadership of this country by taking over the executive authority of the presidency of Uganda. And we, as Ugandans, wanted the president to come out, since he has just sworn in, to tell us that he has ceded his executive authority to the son. And he tried to do that by exerting himself. Unfortunately, justifying what the son has been doing all along, which is definitely a contradiction of what people of his age would have wanted to believe a president should do. We have a reply to his statements, and I will read them verbatim from the PFF. We shall therefore address two issues in this press conference. One, a direct reply to the President's statement, which we think is unfortunate, and we shall ask him to withdraw as the President of Uganda. We shall also address the distractions that is causing the opposition by making us quite uncomfortable all the time as his party prepares to rig the LC1 elections. So the press release goes as follows. Fellow Ugandans, let's drop the theatrics and speak truth. Mr. Museveni Tibuhaburwa stood up and asked, why is Besigye refusing trial? Mr. President, with respect, that is a lie. The truth is the opposite. It is you who is obstructing justice. Since 16th November 2024, here is your record. Number 1, a retired soldier, Colonel, retired Major Ronald Iduli, on the Besigye's legal team, was arrested on his way to court, to the court martial, arrested for defending a client. That was the message. Do not dare defend Besigye. This retired major was a counsel on the defense team. Number 2, Counsel Leader Kizza was arrested inside the court martial in front of the chairman, Freeman Mugabe. He was brutally dragged out like a thief for doing his work. A lawyer convicted for lawyering. Number 3, Counsel Elias Lukwago was abducted from his bedroom and taken to the basement where he was severely tortured. The photos were all over for everyone to see, including yourself. His offense, serving General Muhozi with the summons of court. Who made these summons? Justice Emmanuel Baguma, who you appointed as Justice of High Court. Do your that job. In Uganda today, serving papers is now a crime. Serving court papers. Number 4, Senior Counsel Martha Karua was arrested and deported. A former Justice Minister in Kenya, thrown out for representing a Ugandan citizen. That is how scared you are of the law and the message of Dr. Kizza Besigye. Number 5, every other lawyer standing with Dr. Besigye is followed, photographed, and intimidated. Their offense, their offices are watched, their phones are tapped, and this is not security, it is fear. And then you had the audacity to say Besigye should not get bail because he will threaten state witnesses who happen to be senior military officers. Of course, there was an example of a senior military officer who happened to be a CDF who was threatened by service of court papers. And he ended up committing atrocities to a civilian doing his job. No wonder other similar security agencies, especially the military officers, are so scared with a civilian getting bail. Shame on them and shame on your government. Let the nation answer. How does a 70-year-old civilian locked up for close to 2 years threaten senior UPDF generals? Generals with guns, with escorts, with the treasury behind them, threatened by a man in a checkered hooded shirt. That one sentence exposes you, Mr. President. You control the judiciary. When the commander-in-chief decides bail, we do not have courts. We have command posts. In which country have we ever seen a president determining who to give bail and who not to give bail? Then what would be the use of the courts? Here in the bush was the Chief Justice. So he wants to continue to be Chief Justice in a country established with institutions of government, including the judiciary. It's a very big shame. And to this is not about Besigye alone. It's about every Ugandan. If lawyers can be arrested in court, then no citizen is safe. If lawyers can be deported for taking a brief, then the constitution is already buried. If a retired soldier cannot defend a retired colonel, then Uganda is not governed by law. It is governed by orders. And it does not stop there with Besigye. The people you call Yoaba Zukuru should not forget Sam Mugumya, all the People's Front for Freedom, kidnapped on the 16th of August last year in Imbarara. Today is July 2026. His family does not know if he is still alive. No judge, no court, nobody, just silence. John Bosco Chibarama of NUP, missing for 7 years. A father, a Ugandan, and the state shrugs. We don't know. Incidentally, last year, 2 years ago, when I was in Parliament, the Prime Minister admitted that they had Chibarama and that was safe. Not only Chibarama, because there are very many others. I know about another one called the Muhammad Kanata. He was coming from Mukono area. He has never been seen again. But when we are talking about Chibarama, he obstructs, swamps up everybody else. But several others also have never been seen again. This regime. Where is the Okukaraba you preached about, Mr. Tibuhaburwa? Where is accountability? You want to talk about indigenous justice and cows for a life, but you cannot even tell a mother where her son's body is. Museveni's sarcasm and application of reverse psychology is to escape his negligence of duty, as his son is busy taking over the executive authority. Those of you who don't remember, it is this president who has been, the first instance he said he didn't want to rule Uganda. He was in a bingo. He said, you people, you can now select a new leader. So that he sees those who can propose a new leader and he deals with them. They were wise and told him that it is you, nobody else. So he was happy. That he confused them. You know, you people, I have been leading you for a very long time in the bush. Now that we have captured, now you select a leader. He just wanted people, the naive, to do what he was telling them, but he wanted the opposite. That is the reverse cycle in this we are talking about. You will also remember that this is the man who opposed the courts of law under his regime. When the late Andrew Kaira was arrested and detained and tried for treason, the state didn't have enough evidence to have him convicted. So they set him free. He was outside the country because he expected the courts to convict Andrew Takome Kaira. The courts did not see any evidence to convict him. And when he came back, the first statement he made was, and I quote, if these European courts can free a man that we know is guilty, can free a man that we know is guilty, then we revolutionaries will stand up and oppose these European courts. What followed thereafter? Kaira was killed by gunshots. Up to now, we don't know who killed Kaira, but I hear he even instituted Scotland, he had investigators who we have been demanding for the last 40 years, and nothing has ever happened. Then when you hear the president saying that the courts have been failed, they cannot speed up the justice, then he wants to resort to mob justice. The president pronounced that people see the courts as slow and therefore resort to mob justice. And the president pronounced that as a mechanism for pursuing justice. Isn't it similar to the opposition to the courts when they freed Andrew Takome Kayiira, a mob justice that happened to Kayiira in the form of gunshots and he was killed? Can the president say that? Whose courts are they anyway? Isn't it public knowledge that the president appointed cadre judges? Isn't it public knowledge that each of the justices must get his nod in order to carry out a sentence or to make a ruling? In any case, isn't it himself who said, we shall not give bail? We shall not give bail? The president, the chief executive, said, we shall not give bail? You as who? Chief Justice? No wonder. I remember the Chief Justice, Oyindolo said that beyond me as Chief Justice, there are Chief Justice above the Chief Justice. You know, Ugandans will forget very quickly. Former Chief Justice Oyindolo said, beyond him, there is another Chief Justice. He didn't mention. Now we can see the Chief Justice reporting himself to us. We cannot give bail. We cannot give bail. Leave the courts to do their work, Mr. President. Leave the courts to do their work. Let them exercise their independence and advocate, because that is what the oath they took. They didn't take the oath of the president. They are not the chief executive, but they are the large friends that we honor. They wear a wig. Even when they are young and they don't have gray hair, they wear a wig to show that they are above pettiness and they can exercise their mandate in accordance with the Constitution and the laws established. Not with the influence of anyone, but the intuition, wisdom offered by God and what they studied. And the president is threatening them. Where is Nzeija in this? Nzeija should come out. He's the Chief Justice and say the courts are independent enough to exercise their mandate. And we want to thank the Uganda Law Society. The Law Society came out. Said it is not about orders from above. It's about the law, the Constitution. And the judicial officers, we cannot just give bail. We cannot give bail. Did you study the law? Are you the Chief Justice? We have the mandate to speak about this because we know. And when the president speaks because he has a bigger audience, people take it for granted that this is what is right. But when the president says something wrong, we have the right of reply. And Ugandans must rise up. Those who wrote to President Museveni recently advise him on what is happening, the 4-year things that are happening, should not tire. They should continue to write to him. The reverse psychologist will always want to maintain his position. But you must continue to write and wash your hands in public that you did your job. For the Christians and the believers, God will ask you, where were you when these bad things were happening? And you have to answer. At least say, we wrote to the president. I wish you had made it an open letter. We would have praised you. We shall never tire to thank those who have come out openly. The bishops who have come up, the other religious leaders, and the cultural leaders who have come up. We cannot thank enough the Kabaka of Buganda, who extended support to the family of our president, Elias Lukwago, incarcerated now and is sick. If we were in our conference, we would have clapped for the Kabaka of Buganda for the gesture. These gestures matter. They show that this is the country owned by us, worth fighting for in all ways possible. For me, that gesture by the Kabaka of Buganda is a manifestation that he stands with the people. We want more from the public. Back to the statement, our demands are non-negotiable. The People's Front for Freedom demand 1. An immediate, free and fair trial before a neutral judge for Dr. Kizza Besigye and Lutale. No more soldiers playing judge. 2. Drop all the charges against Leader Kizza, Elias Lukwago, and every intimidated lawyer. Publicly apologize to Martha Karua and the Republic of Kenya, and guarantee her safe return to Uganda to practice the law. Actually, this apology should be extended to Uganda, because we are ashamed, not only in the East African community region, we are ashamed globally. In my language, they say, if Uganda was our clan, we are ashamed with all those things that have happened. Number 3, produce Sam Gumia, dead or alive. If he has a case to answer, charge him in the competent court. Produce John Bosco Chibarama and tell his orphaned children the truth. Not only Chibarama, as I said, Muhammad Kanata is another one of Mukono. Number 4, disband the trial of civilians in court martial. A civilian cannot be tried by soldiers. That is not justice. The military that is military dictatorship. General Museveni, you cannot chant wakili tweva kotulo while your agents abduct lawyers. You cannot claim to fight impunity while your very son practices. Hear this clearly, sir. We shall not be afraid. Arrest one lawyer, 10 more lawyers will rise up. Jail one leader, 1,000 leaders will rise up. To our leader, Dr. Besigye, we see you, we are with you all the way. To the lawyers, you are the last wall between us and tyranny. We salute you. To the family of Sam Mugumya and all the others who have disappeared, enforced disappearance, we have not forgotten. We will not forget about you. You also forgot to mention the closure of the nation media. Yes, the president forgot, I think, your son told the country that the company loses $5 million every day. By today, it is over $50 million gone. That is the economy of fear. All this started in 2025 when we tore out term limits, 2005, and later the age limit from our constitution. Your Life Presidency Project and the Family Rule Project will only deliver anarchy to the people that we call Bazuku. We demand one thing, a peaceful transition, no succession by family, or establishment of a dynasty. That is the only guarantee for Uganda's future. And we ask you to take this solemnly, because Uganda belongs to us. We are the indigenous people. We shall die here. We shall live here. We are going nowhere. Maybe, Mr. President, you have somewhere to go. Your family has somewhere to go. For us, even when we die in the dungeons, in the basement, we are proud to die in Uganda. If at all, only if you can produce us and our people bury us. Finally, that is from this release, you'll get it. We are also seeing a destruction of political parties on opposition particularly, by President Museveni and his son, making theatrics, very dangerous theatrics. Because all the time we are scratching where they are causing an itch by visiting violence to us. So we are distracted from the national program. We are busy with the Lukwago, we are busy with the Besigye. Many people are unsafe. Everybody thinks that maybe another time I'm going to be arrested, put in the dungeon. That is the Uganda you want. The opposition actor who cannot concentrate to build their country. So, you are doing so in order to remove our attention to the national programs, including that of elections of LC1 chairpersons and executives. While we are fighting this war, we are rallying our people, our supporters, our members, not to ignore the LC1 election. Today is the first day for registering a village council, and all members of the village will register under the electoral commission. The mechanism they have provided is through their agents at the village level. Today is a working day, it's a Monday and Tuesday. They have given only 2 days to complete a village register. And most of these are NRM functionaries anyway. All they want is to establish village registers where they can have those people who can elect NRM candidates. As Museveni is busy distracting us and causing our attention to go this way, they are organizing that way to rig this election and come out with LC1s who are NRM. And there is purpose for it. LC1 is a very powerful instrument because they have the stamp legally recognized. Even in the course of law, they will want the letter from the LC1. So if at all the LC1 is NRM, is likely to ostracize you. In the sale of land, they need a stamp of the LC1 as a witness. Then they can transact the way they want. Only those LC1 who have been gummited enough, those LC1 who have been stamping authentic papers, have saved those villages from the sale to the functionaries of the state. Otherwise, our people would be landless by this time. That is why good people must participate. And we are directing all our registrars at the sub-county level to guide those people who are going to run for LC1 chairmanship, guide them through the elections, stamp their papers, and make them return to them to the electoral commission and see to it that they are elected. That is the only gift that we can give to the leadership, the grassroots leadership of our country at this time. We want to implore to you where we have no candidates, simply ensure that you don't elect candidates aligned to those people who are ostracizing us. Don't elect candidates aligned to NRM or PLU. You have seen in the recent past what these two organizations are doing to us. You have seen how the potential danger they can cause to this country. PLU, headed by the president's son, who has an army behind him. The only power you have against them is to vote for those people who are not going to be like them. That is the only gift that you can give yourself. Posterity will absolve us as PFA. Don't elect them. Elect anybody else. Don't elect those people aligned to those organizations. PLU, a son of the NRM. These are bad organizations. Their intentions are bad, and therefore you must be very careful while selecting. Only those gallant Ugandans, not aligned to those forces, because they are bad forces. They are diabolical in nature. Don't elect them. We shall fight together with other forces that are pro-people, but not the ones that have demonstrated capability to annihilate a population opposed to them. Therefore, we have directed so, and our leaders should be activated at the grassroots level to ensure that this is done, and also to cooperate with others we know are well-meaning to our society. May God bless you.